May the best brand win with Scott Robertson's Music Biz Marketing Strategies. Now, here's your host, Scott Robertson.
Happy Friday, happy Friday. You are tuned to May the Best Brand Win right here on InterTalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. And I am Scott, your host today, and a man that Forbes magazine recently called one of our best readers. And of course, on with me here on the air today is the man back in the La Jolla studio making it all come right to you, the distinguished gentleman from La Jolla, California, Paul B. How's it going, man?
Good. How's it going with you?
It's good. It's Friday. We're ready to dig into some marketing and communications. Always fun.
Good.
Cool.
Another day fighting the forces of chaos and confusion. Let's do it.
I like it. It's like a superhero mission. Yep. Well, if you have a question for me, you can always email me at scott@robertsoncom.com. Two M's like communication on that first com. And I will answer anything right on the show. As long as it's, related to marketing and communications, of course. And you can also find a lot of my posts, my client news clips, things I'm doing on the Robertson.com Facebook page, facebook.com/RobertsonCom, 2 M's, or Twitter @RobertsonCom. Please reach out and connect with me, as some of you have. It's really cool. I like to see what you're up to as well. And, hopefully I can entertain you and give you a few tips, too. On the big program today, episode 23, if you're keeping track at home, and we know that Mom is. Hi, Mom. How's it going? We're talking about, in episode 23, bad marketing. And, man, it is everywhere. It's just like the Zika virus or like, all those people looking down at their phones while they're playing Pokemon Go and running into you. Bad marketing is everywhere. This episode is going to focus on some of the bad so we can learn what not to do. Because we all want to build long-term relationships. We want to have great relationships with all of our target audiences. And, so sometimes it helps to look at some of the stuff that you shouldn't be doing so that you know what you should be doing. And, it's sort of a pet peeve of mine, so I like to dig into it from time to time. We'll also talk about who's winning and losing out there, of course, in the wild world of marketing and communications, which is never dull and always crazy. So, but without further ado, let's dig into bad marketing. Let's define it. Bad marketing, a lot of people would define this differently. You probably have 10 marketing people, on a panel, and you probably get, 10 different answers, or certainly, a lot of different variations of the answer. But to me, it's all about the clutter. It's about the noise, the poorly thought out garbage that stands between us and the things that we want, either online or really anywhere we're trying to do something that we want. Marketing kind of finds a way to be there. It's the invasions of privacy, the interruptions, the uninteresting, self-centered, cutesy, ineffective stuff that passes for marketing sometimes in 2016. I talk about it a lot in this show. We do a whole segment about who's winning and losing. And as you might imagine, all the people that are losing are doing a bad job in marketing. I try to practice on the other side of that line. There is definitely a line of marketing practitioners where you make choices, choices that will define the brands that you represent. And I try to practice on the side of the line that is about doing things right and doing things that the company can be proud of and doing things that's going to enhance the reputation of the organizations that we're working for. I do want to make one quick distinction, and that is the difference between bad and failed marketing in this case, because you see failed a lot, right? And, I think it's important to have a distinction between that. Because I think that marketing campaigns can fail, but the marketing, of the brand can still be good. I think bad marketing is just bad. There are dumb things that have been, done and sometimes, take the brand down with them. But to me, failed marketing means you are, you tried something, maybe you tried something new, maybe you took a risk, maybe it just didn't quite work out. I always kind of make that distinction between bad and failed. Bad is like longer term. It's a pattern, usually a pattern of behavior, and usually just sort of a, complete disconnect from what a brand really should be doing out there. So, like an example of a fail would be, IHOP when they did they did some inappropriate breast humor on Twitter, where they showed a picture of their pancakes and they basically said it's flat but it has a great personality, right? And they got nailed for it, right? Because that's a risk, but that didn't work out. But IHOP's brand in general is pretty good. Their marketing is pretty good, but they tried something on social media that was kind of dumb and immature. And actually, that was the apology that they put out. They put out an apology last year that said, earlier today we tweeted something dumb and immature that does not reflect what IHOP stands for. We're sorry. What would have made that funnier is if they would have shown a picture of the person who came up with it and they're beating him with a stick or something. That would have been funny. In a lighthearted sort of way. There are a lot of these. There are a lot of these kind of fails. Bud Light's Up for Whatever campaign, which I've certainly have talked about before. They actually printed this on the bottle. They printed the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary for the night. Hashtag up for whatever. No. That's not good. It's an alcoholic beverage. They got nailed by the entire community who said, that's not the message that you want to be sending out to people who are about to consume an alcoholic beverage for the night. Interesting idea, the idea that we're up for whatever and everything, but you got to be responsible with your message too. Now, Bud Light's brand, suffered a little bit for it here and there, but people still drinking beer. I went to the Angels game the other day, plenty of Bud Light being served. You know what I mean? They're doing fine. So that's the difference between bad and failed. And it's important to know that. I think that, when we're talking about good marketing, good marketing is an approach that can be done through a lot of things, through email, through social media, through direct mail, through television, radio advertising, through public relations, all these kind of things. Effective marketing is about education. It encourages them to take an action. It results in positive brand association. Ineffective, or what we'll on this show we continue to call bad marketing, is really just about, it kind of puts it's kind of selfish, right? When you think about it in the relationship between the consumer and the brand, it's more selfish because it's like, we want you to take this approach, and baby, we're going to try everything in our entire toolbox to jam this down your throat until you don't have any choice but to just acquiesce and do what we say, right? And we're going to talk about a few specifics, by the way. I'm talking in generalities here, but believe me, I have a whole quiver full of specifics of stuff that people are doing out there, and they should be beaten for doing it, to be quite honest. And that brings us kind of to the true goal of marketing. This is really, really important to understand this, because I know so many people that do marketing, and if you shook them in the middle of the night and said, why are you doing this? They do not have an answer. Okay? You should always have an answer that makes sense to you. But the true goal of any marketing is about building relationships. It is about building, it is about kind of putting enough bricks in the wall that end up being, your trusted relationships. And again, I really just can't say enough about why that's important. We live in a world where relationships are critically important, and you must value them as the ultimate goal. Now, I'll have plenty of salespeople that will tell me, hey, the goal of marketing is sales, baby. We're all about getting that cash register ringing, getting that month-end total happening, winning that extra trip to Hawaii, making all that stuff happen. No, that's what you used to be about. But allow me to introduce you to a little thing that I call 2016. Okay? You are here in a world where relationships are your currency. If you came up in sales and you think that sales is your currency, you are wrong. If someone else thinks that is what you're supposed to be doing, they are wrong. What I'm telling you is relationships is everything in marketing in 2016. And why that's going to become important is that if you don't do marketing that way, then the consumer is going to be able to block out every single thing that you send to them. You are going to be shooting bullets at the Pope in a Pope mobile that has, a completely bulletproof glass all around them. You don't have a chance of making anything connect with that audience. They're going to get so good, and the government's coming too. By the way, government's coming. They're going to come on some of these social media platforms and start to define what you can and can't post. Believe me, it's going to happen. We'll cover it right here on the show as it happens. But they're already looking at it and salivating at it, at the opportunity to be able to regulate business, in this new and extremely exciting way. But I tell you this to say that no matter how you've practiced marketing in the past, you must practice marketing differently in the future and in the present and in the future. Very, very, very important stuff. The things that we're going to be talking about are things in the next segment, are things that are going on all around us that really shouldn't be. If anybody was thinking before they were doing these things, they wouldn't be doing it. But again, they get sidetracked with this, we got to make sales, we got to make sales, we got to make sales, and they don't actually know what it is that they're doing. And they don't actually know how much power that they're invoking that could possibly damage their brand. Like I said, in the second segment, we're going to dig into some real specifics on some of these tactics and then we're going to talk about who's winning and losing, and we're going to give you some tips on how to make your marketing great, of course. But right now, you are tuned to May the Best Brand Win on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. Come on back, folks.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, Behind the Velvet Rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
May the best brand win with Scott Robertson's Music Biz Marketing Strategies. Now, here's your host, Scott Robertson.
Hey, happy Friday. You're back with May the Best Brand Win here on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. And I'm Scott, your host, still hanging out, talking about bad marketing. And with me on the air today is a man back in La Jolla, making it work, Mr. Paul B. How's it going, Paul?
Good.
Hey, Paul. So in that first segment, we're talking about bad marketing today. What's something that really annoys you about marketing today? What's one thing? Just one thing.
I don't know where to start. I guess one thing is when you get a piece of, some kind of an annoying marketing that you don't want to deal with, and you just want to unsubscribe or opt out, and they throw up barriers on the way out.
Oh, no kidding.
Like you hit unsubscribe, and then instead of just a one-click unsubscribe, you have to fill out a form, unsubscribe from this, from that. Are you sure you want to or sometimes it makes you enter your email address that you want to unsubscribe. And if I'm like on the phone, I don't want to be trying to just go through all these hoops just to, if I'm telling you to leave me alone, like make it easy.
Oh, man, I agree 100%. I mean, I wrote a blog post about a year ago called I Just Can't Force Quit You. And it's all about how companies make it so hard for people to get away from them. I just question all that. No, that's a good one.
That's right.
That's a good one.
Force quit. And as maybe as a counterpoint to that, I think that that's kind of a good way to go about it is audible.com. Like I signed up for a free trial or something for 30 days, and after 30 days ran out, I canceled my account. And on the way out, they're like, how would you like another 30 days? And I was like, sure, why not? And after that ran out, like, you want another, 15 days? I'm like, sure, let's do it. So, if you're going to annoy me, then offer me something of value for me to stick around, not just, wasting my time.
Oh, indeed, man. How would you like a little bit more crack cocaine? I would like that crack cocaine. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that now. All
That's
right.
how my mind works.
All right. Well, in segment 2 here, we're talking about some specific bad stuff that's out there. This whole episode's about bad marketing, fun stuff. So specifically, one of the first things I want to talk about is the difference between in anything that is sort of an outbound interruption is going to fall, to me, in the category of bad marketing, and definitely in the category of outdated marketing. Anything that interrupts the audience from what they want to do is probably going to fall in that bucket. And if somebody makes a case and says, "Oh, it doesn't right now," it definitely is going to in the future. You're definitely, you're wearing the wrong style shirt in the wrong decade. So it's really important to know that. But what you do instead of that, there's a big difference between outbound interruptions and what I like to call inbound attractions. And that's about making your marketing so good, so awesome that it actually attracts people to it. That's really, really important. But a lot of things could fall in the outbound interruptions. Definitely, almost any kind of advertising does. But some people. We kind of have a sliding scale of what we're willing to accept in terms of advertising, right? Because advertising, can be right if the message is targeted, if it's in the right place at the right time, that kind of thing. It can help people, it can educate people, it can be good. But a lot of advertising is really just an interruption, and because a lot of that thought hasn't been put into it. So I think that's really critical. The second thing that I put in the category of kind of specific bad stuff is really like boring, no message marketing. And there's so many companies, we did a whole episode on B2B marketing, a couple of weeks ago. But it's so easy for marketing to be extraordinarily boring, especially if you are in a market space that when you first describe it, might not be that exciting. Marketing's job is to make it exciting, and make it exciting not put about a bunch of exclamation points and foil stars everywhere. It's about looking at the message and saying, what is our story? What is our message? Why is this interesting to people? And what do they need? And it requires kind of a prism shift in your marketing thinking. A lot of when you want to talk about a company, a lot of people just say, well, we are this, and we are this, and we are this, we are this, we are this. Remember Apple, right? Does Apple do that? They do not. They turn the prism the other way, and they say, you are this. You are, we think you are this. You need this. Not the company saying this, but basically in the person's own words. I need this. How does the company fit? We need this. How does the company fit? And that kind of thing. And shifting that prism is really important. It's the first step into taking your message from just kind of a standard, ordinary kind of message to something that has a lot more power. The third thing on my list is definitely retargeting. It's really getting more prevalent out there. And I want to just talk to all the digital marketing companies for a second. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. The government's coming for you, just so you know. I mean, I got to tell you, because you're invading people's privacy like this, and because you're doing all this retargeting of advertising, they're going to shut the whole program down. You guys are the band that's playing Alice in Chains, at 1 million dB at friggin' 3 a.m., right? And you're going to shut the whole party down for everybody. Stop it. Seriously. Nobody wants an ad to follow them around from website to website until they acquiesce and buy whatever you're selling. Have some confidence. Let's put it in dating circles. Okay? Give her some time to say, give her some space. Give her some time. You don't need to be in her face all the time. It's not sexy. It's not cool. It is desperate. Stop it now. Retargeting is one of the worst things I see in marketing. There's all kinds of digital firms that will stand up there and hold up a spreadsheet and say, oh, well, we jacked sales up 50% in this time frame. And here's my counter. How many relationships did you burn forever for the brand? And how many people at the FTC are looking at your practices right now because of what you did? Oh, you don't measure that, do you? Yeah. Well, you know what? Nobody wants your advertising to follow them around to various websites. Just because you can does not mean you should. People in Jurassic Park knew how to make dinosaurs from DNA from a mosquito, but as we all saw from the movie, they should not have, right? Just because you can does not mean that you should. Put retargeting heavily in that category. If someone comes to your company and suggests retargeting, punch them. Get them out of the room quickly. Do not do this. This is a brand burner, a brand killer. And believe me, you're going to see regulations coming very, very soon that are going to go after all of these retargeting people, and they're going to shut that program down for good. You can't blow the Alice in Chains at 3 a.m. forever without the cops showing up. Okay? So please, very bad, very bad, very bad, very bad. Stop it. In that category, another category. Automated voice message call. This new trend of automated, like reverse voicemail calls. I had a person from a loan company call me this week, and basically it was a recorded message from this guy. Hi, I'm Dave. I just locked in this client at 3.5%. Oh, because of the Brexit, we have record low rates. Please, I'd like to do this for you. That kind of thing. Call me if you're interested. Here's my number. Call me if I'm interested. So you called me to leave me a reverse voicemail to say, call me if I'm interested. You're not even personally invested enough to frickin' call me yourself. Are you serious? Come on, people. Do better. Do a lot better. If you engaged in this activity in your company right now, find out whoever was responsible and find something else for them to do. Because they do not understand the M word that we're talking about here today, marketing. There is no way that leads to a positive impression for your brand. It does not. First of all, don't do telemarketing. Second of all, definitely don't do reverse telemarketing. That's like the laziest telemarketing I ever heard of in my life. That's horrific. Absolutely horrific marketing practice. The last one I want to talk about in this segment is some of these lead generation companies, which they're basically telemarketing companies that are like they're marketing themselves to businesses saying, we can get more leads for you, we can set up more appointments for you, we can set up those kind of things. And then you look at the tactics for how they do it, and basically what they're going to do is they're going to do a bunch of telemarketing, and they're going to set up a few appointments, which may or may not be targeted for what your company's trying to do. They're going to go through your social media profile, find all the people that like you, and just bug them until those people want to take their own lives to make it stop. Okay? This whole idea of, lead generation, you can do this better. You can do this better. Whatever you do, you can set it up as a magnet to draw people to you. And then you don't have to hire companies like this to engage in these activities. Put yourself in the audience's position, when you're making decisions of whether to do this stuff or not. Would you want to take this call? Nobody likes telemarketing calls. I don't even answer my home phone anymore because of telemarketing. Telemarketing has destroyed an entire industry. Landlines of phones. That's marketing, people. Hey, thank you, marketing. We love it. We really appreciate it. Caller ID. You wouldn't need caller ID if you could trust everybody to use the phone responsibly. No to lead generation. No to any of those things. There's a few specifics. Come on back. We're going to talk about who's winning and who's a-losing this week in branding on May the Best Brand Win on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, whichwich.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
May the best brand win with Scott Robertson's Music Biz Marketing Strategies. Now, here's your host, Scott Robertson.
May the best brand win. Hey, happy Friday once again. Luckily, you are tuned to May the Best Brand Win right here on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader on Music Biz Talk. I'm still Scott, hanging out with Paul B. in the studio. How's it going, Paul?
Good.
Excellent.
Have not unsubscribed yet.
I like that. We're doing good marketing here at the Intertalk Radio side of things. Well, good. Let's talk about segment. So segment 3, we always do who's winning and losing. And there's a lot to get to today. So first thing that's winning out there looks like retro gaming is going to be winning. Looks like it's going to be super hot this holiday season. And what they call retro gaming, folks of my generation call gaming. Basically, the Nintendo came out with an NES Classic Edition. And then they have a throwback version of the original Nintendo Entertainment System coming down for just under $60, which is preloaded with 30 games back from the days in the 80s, like Donkey Kong and Kirby's Adventure and Metroid and fun stuff like that. But this whole retro gaming thing, probably driven also by a lot of the Pokemon Go stuff. The Pokemon Go games, they're driving a lot more interest into their figures, their cards, their video games. I mean, all these kind of things, and they're looking at, how can we mine some of this intellectual property that we had, years ago for the company and take advantage of kind of the nostalgia. You see the same thing from Sega, by the way. 2 retro gaming machines coming up from At Games. The updated Genesis Classic game console will feature 80 built-in games and an integrated cartridge port that will work with most Sega Genesis and Mega Drive classics. So that's kind of interesting, and it's really tiny compared to how they used to be. It's basically the size of the cartridge itself. It's really a tiny thing. I encourage you to take a look at that kind of thing. And they're doing the same kind of thing on portables. But retro gaming's looking like it's pretty hot. It's going to be winning here, coming up. Losing this week is clickbait. Clickbait is really something that Facebook is going to war with, and clickbait is basically. Is trying to return to its roots as a platform for connecting with friends and family. And now, basically, Facebook has made an announcement this week that says that it considers updates from your friends and family to be the most important part of your news feed. You know who else said that? Me. And it is doubling down on efforts to keep clickbait out. An update rolling out this week means that you will see fewer clickbait stories, the company posted earlier this week. And basically, that's thanks to a new system they developed that identifies common clickbait phrases. Some of these are like, the type of headline that be weeded out in the future include, when she looked under her couch cushion and saw this, I was shocked. He put garlic in his shoes before going to bed, and what happens next is hard to believe. We've all kind of seen these kind of, things. And then some of it, and when you click on them, they go to a site that is not that story and that sort of thing. It's basically just, an ad or some other kind of interruption. What are we talking about on this show, right? Nobody wants your garbage, okay? If you are in the business of creating garbage, you need to find some other place to put it, but Facebook is not going to have it. And since they control the keys, they're going to be able to keep all that kind of stuff out. So clickbait's losing. Shouldn't be doing it anyway, to be honest. Winning this week, I would say, is Instagram, that is taking on Snapchat with its very own offering called Stories, which looks surprisingly like Snapchat. It's pretty much identical to Snapchat, actually. It's basically, they call it Instagram Stories, and they say they're trying to make it easier for users to capture and share their daily moments. Does everybody know that Facebook owns Instagram? You should, just so you know. They are definitely in partnership together. It's an ownership relationship there. So Instagram Stories, one thing they said was it's not quite like Snapchat Stories in the sense that it allows users to share a chronological slideshow of videos with the friends, but the streams do disappear after 24 hours. So anyway, check that out. If you're into social media like I am, you always want to stay up on these kind of things. And Instagram is trying to get people to do more stories and more, longer offerings on the platform. So they're winning. Let's talk about the Olympics. I mean, there's no way that this could not be losing, right? Tonight is the opening ceremonies, and I mean, I've never seen such negative headlines in my entire career before for national sporting events. It's just, and each one is a little bit worse than the last one. It's like it literally just can't get any better. You think you're reading The Onion. You're like, how, and who is working on this from a communications perspective? It's insane. It's really, really insane. But basically, here's what one writer writes about it. Floating body parts and high incidence of robbery? Sign me up. Zika virus and polluted water? Bring it on. A welcome to hell sign upon my arrival at Rio's airport as the local police protest their finances? Thank you for the warm greeting. My goodness. I mean, what a mess this whole thing in Brazil is becoming. And, what is going on there is a question that I continue to ask. There is a budget. There are definitely people working on this stuff, and yet they just can't control the message for anything. And they certainly, forget the message. They can't control the environment, and they definitely can't control the message around the environment. So I guess everybody's just going to try to make it through the Olympics, and hopefully there's not, any more, horrific stories other than the ones that are being projected. So the Olympics are definitely losing. In the kind of winning and losing category, I would put cargo shorts. Quite a discussion this week in the national media about cargo shorts, and they are those lovely shorts that have the pockets on the outside. Well, apparently, a reporter from the Wall Street Journal wrote a story that said, cargo shorts are out. They peaked in 2003, and that no men should be wearing them. And then, it's a funny story if you want to see it. It's called, it says, the title of the story is "Nice Cargo Shorts, You're Sleeping on the Couch." And it spurred quite a discussion about cargo shorts. And so I wanted to definitely mention it here. It's really, really interesting, the fact that, every guy I know wears cargo shorts. They're shorts, they have pockets, we have lots of stuff to carry around, it makes sense, right? But apparently they peaked in 2003, and a lot of us are maybe not completely with the times the way that we would like to think we are. But you should definitely pay attention to some of the articles. The NPR story that ran was really interesting, and it basically says, despite pockets of popularity, see what they did there, are cargo shorts gauche? And it digs into there, and it's just been quite a national story about it. So I don't know if you put them in the winning side or the losing side, because there's been plenty of people that have come to cargo shorts rescue and said, "Hey, I wear them, it's fine, whatever." And then there's plenty of people that say, you shouldn't ever be doing that. That's terrible. Okay, so let's talk about losing. Another loser out there, Comcast. Wow, this is impressive. Comcast made a statement. So they're so bad. God. So during a meeting with the FCC last week, Comcast officials basically said this, that they feel like they should be able to charge customers more in exchange for not selling their data. Allow me to say that again. Comcast officials said that they should be able to charge customers more in exchange for not selling their data.
Wow.
Okay. Come on, man. Come on.
I had to chime in on that one.
I mean, just come on. You hire a public relations person for this company. Please, Lord, let someone in public relations find their way to this company, because you can't say that. You can't do that. You can't say that to the FCC, and you sure can't say that with a bunch of press in the room. So it's like, anyway, that's insanity. That's there's almost nothing that you can say about that except to say that the person that said that needs to be needs to have a new business card, is a good way to say it. So Comcast losing. Nobody's going to pay for extra privacy, you idiots. In the winning category, I would definitely put, well, I don't know if you put this in winning or losing. it's just a change. Gizmag, the popular tech blog, has changed its name to New Atlas. Now, it's kind of interesting. Gizmag is really well known. It has, it's one of the top 5 technology destinations on the web, and they have great content. I've gotten plenty of my clients in Gizmag. I'm friends with a lot of their reporters. I really think that their brand works. I really think that their name works great. It's got the Giz in there, for tech and Giz, and I guess the word mag maybe was too, associated with magazine. But their new name, New Atlas, to me, it doesn't mean much of anything. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like Atlas, like like a map kind of thing. It's a map. It's a new map. They changed their color from orange to kind of this blue. I think you're going to have to put that one kind of in the losing category. I certainly like Gizmag. I like all the things that they do, but it's hard to look at a change like that and go, what are you doing? And they actually have a blog post that says why we've changed our name. And even after reading the blog post, I still don't really understand why they changed their name. I still don't actually understand it. So I think that's losing, by the way. If you read it and you do understand it, make sure you let me know. That'd be cool. You are tuned to May the Best Brand Win right here on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. Come on back in segment 4. I'm going to give you some tips. We're going to make sure that your marketing is good and none of this bad stuff we've been talking about today. Come on back.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
May the best brand win with Scott Robertson's Music Biz Marketing Strategies. Now, here's your host, Scott Robertson.
Happy Friday, everybody. You are tuned to May the Best Brand Win on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. I am still Scott, and this just in, new PR counsel for Comcast. There we go. With me on the air today is the man chiming in, being shocked at all the Comcast stupidity, Paul B. How's it going?
Yeah, good. That one was pretty mind-blowing. If you guys got Comcast, swipe left.
Swipe left. Agreed. Well, we've been talking all about the bad today. Bad marketing. On the first segment, we talked about what is it. The second segment, we talked about kind of specifically what is it. Really some specific things you should never do and really stop in your tracks if your company is engaging in any of those things. Segment 3, we shifted gears, talked about who's winning and losing out there. And here in the last segment, I always like to make it all about you guys, the listeners, and give you a few tips for kind of staying away from the dark side of marketing. And the first tip that I'm going to throw out there is what I've talked about a couple other times in this show, but it's really, really important, is that make your choice and choose long-term relationships over short-term sales. Always use your long-term relationships use that as a filter for your decisions. You're familiar with the Aesop's fable, the goose that laid the golden egg, right? The long-term decision is every day the goose is going to, lay a beautiful, solid gold egg, which is going to be worth a lot of money, to be honest. You're going to be fine with that egg, and, that's the egg that you want because that goose keeps on laying golden eggs, and that's good. And if you get greedy and you cut open the goose is, how do I say this, dead. And there's no more eggs, right? So use the Aesop fable as your example. When you're sitting in that next marketing meeting and marketing says, well, we're going to do a new retargeting campaign and we believe we're going to be able to jack up sales 50%. Throw something at their head and then talk about the goose that laid the golden egg. Or call me and I'll come do it. But make sure that you are choosing long-term relationships over short-term sales. Always. If sales is in the room saying, we need to jack up sales, we need to do those kind of things, you be the brand person. You be the person that says the company may need to stay in business longer than this quarter, and it's really important that we have these long-term relationships. Very, very, very important. Tip number 2 for staying away from the dark side. Dare to be different. Take risks. You don't hear any of the stuff that I'm talking about, in the losing side. Basically take your risks. It's important to be different. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of clutter, all the bad stuff that we're talking about. That just clutters the whole landscape, right? So people may not be able to hear you. You need to find ways to make your story different, to make it unique, to make it different to you, and be sure that you're taking those risks. If I see another error in marketing campaigns, it's all the time, is that they're a little too safe. They're a little too safe, and safe becomes really boring really fast. And remember, we're in competition for the customer's mind share. And to get that mind share, we're going to have to be really, really good and really, really different, and always trying to raise the bar on ourselves in terms of, well, how are we going to, beat all these other things that we're in competition with? And not just marketing messages from competitors, but just all the various distractions that we run into. Number 3, know your brand story inside and out. Dig into it and make sure you run everything that the company is doing through that. If you do that, if everything that you're doing links back and is telling different parts of your brand story, then you're always going to be okay. You're always going to be in the right place. And that will also be a good filter too, because if your brand story is about, we care about our customers, we care about their, we care about their needs and whatever it is that you do. We care about their privacy. We care about all these kind of things. Just that statement alone will help you not do the things that are going to be counter of that statement in the interest of trying to get their attention, right? Does that kind of make sense? The fact that you know, if you really care about your customers, then you're going to take your shots and back off when you don't need to be there. And I know that's weird hearing from a marketing person. They're like, because marketing people are like, well, hey, how can we get our message out, louder. I'm not about that at all. If you know marketing people that are, great, fine. Lots of different ways to practice, but I'm not about that at all. I'm about picking our shots and making sure that we are being very respectful and very trusting of our audience, because we need them to like us. We really need them to like us. And we need to make sure that everything that we're doing is respectful of that. Number 4. Think of this is number 4 tip for staying away from the dark side of everything. Attraction. We want attraction. That's what we want. Think of your marketing like a picnic, and the target audiences are flies and ants and those kind of things. When's the last time that you went to a picnic and you had to throw food at flies so you could feed them? Right? They'll find you. Flies will find you. Ants will find you. Why will they find you? Because you have something they want. You have something that attracts them, right? Why don't we think about marketing like that? That's my question. Why do we have to think that we need to shoot our marketing out and just ram it down people's throats and everything? If we really have something that's great, if we really have an awesome picnic, an awesome spread out there that's perfect for them, if they're the flies and the ants and we have exactly what they want, which is food, then we probably don't need to fling it at them in order to accomplish our objective. Instead, what do? We attract them. We attract. And then, and I know that people kind of laugh and say, well, Scott, that's pretty obvious. Is it? Should we look at your marketing plan? Would you like me to point out all the different ways that you guys are throwing food at flies? Because I can. Look at your marketing plan. Make sure that you are in attraction mode. Attraction mode is going to be much, much better. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. It's just a little bit of a mindset shift. A little bit of that. Inbound marketing, right? Content marketing. And those are kind of fancy inside terms for really just, creating the things that you think that people need and want, educational pieces, infographics, helpful videos, podcasts, which you're listening to right now, as it turns out, things that people need and want and those kind of things. And then by the virtue of doing that, you have marketing, what I like to call 21st century marketing, good marketing. And then the last tip that I would have is, don't be afraid to call a professional or, for advice on how to run things. If you are worried that some of your marketing is on the dark side and doing some of these things that are bad, and there's people in the organization that are for doing these things, it never hurts to call a professional, like myself or many other marketing consultants that are out there for advice, or to help you run things and help get things back on the light side and to help do marketing the way that we do it here in the good old 21st century. Very, very important. Very important. And I'm always available, by the way. You want to fire me a question? Scott@robertsoncom.com. You can always go to my website, robertsoncom.com, or my Facebook page. You can come see my band play. Come bug me. Actually, I probably don't talk marketing there. It's congested out there, and nothing but bad marketing as far as the eye can see. There is a much better way to do things. I want you to join me in the fight to save communications from bad marketing practices. Believe me, it is going to be worth your time. That's it for me, kids. Until next week, this is Scott Robertson signing off for May the Best Brand Win on Intertalk Radio, the undisputed leader in music biz talk. We'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at UPG Mobile Marketing Group.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Give me a sound check first, just levels.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Yeah, baby. Check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Okay, I think that's about right.
Okay. Ready? 3 2. You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're probably choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic public relations, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win right here on Intertalk Radio and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Okay, that's good. Let me do this one with a stopwatch just to kind of see how long your read was.
Yeah, sure. Perfect.
Okay, if you want to give me the countdown again and try another one.
Okay. 3 2. You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking in it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic public relations, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all.
Start that one over. I think choking on it, not in it.
Oh, yeah. I did.